On August 8th, I got on a bi-state bus that was going northbound on Grand Boulevard. I paid my fare and was issued a ticket by the driver, Willie James. I sat near the front so I could view each cross street as the bus proceeded to pick up various passengers at each scheduled stop. I informed the driver that I was on my way downtown to fire my current husband and that he would be receiving his pink discharge slip upon his arrival back home. This information certainly got the driver's attention. He stated to me, "You don't want to do that. Why don't you let me talk with you about it?" With that, we exchanged phone numbers and began talking about my decision. I warned him that once I've pondered a decision, it is nearly impossible for me to change my mind. I'm a very decisive person. Later that same evening, I did telephone him to discuss my issue. He shared that he had gone through similar problems, which didn't have good outcomes. Nevertheless, I had made up my mind that this was the best remedy for my unique situation. I was abandoned with 2 daughters to raise and provide for with no visible means of financial assistance. I had to depend upon public assistance until I could complete my studies at Harris Stowe College. I persevered through working as a teacher's assistant until I obtained my credentials in education. I did get my divorce, and then I applied for child support, which didn't materialize until my daughters were teenagers. The divorce decree was not enforceable because my former ex-husband knew how to play against the system. Anyway, after I got the job at Harris Stowe, I didn't need to force this issue of receiving child support. I became the family head. I was employed as a laboratory assistant. I assisted students who were struggling in biology and other applied sciences. The funds received were just enough to continue paying my rent and my monthly bills. I decided to phone this bus driver, who I had conversed with briefly. He invited me out for pizza. I explained to him that if he indeed wanted to enjoy my company on a scheduled date, my daughters would need to go out with us on this pizza date. Our first date was at Emo's Pizza, located near Forest Park. We ordered pizza and beverages and had an enjoyable time. After we finished eating our meal, my oldest daughter inquired about taking another one home. I could sense from my date's eyes that his response was no. I said, "That's okay. We can eat again when we get back home." I reprimanded my daughter for being rude and greedy. My date later phoned me and said he didn't want to go through that experience again. So I began having him come over to my apartment after his preaching engagements, and I didn't mind cooking for him. That was the beginning of our courtship period. I lived in the city of St. Louis, and he lived in the county of St. Louis. After about a year of dating, he proposed to me while I was washing dishes. I was a little reluctant at first, but I accepted his proposal of marriage. Initially, we had planned a March wedding date, but we had an unfortunate setback. Willie was given some medication that he was allergic to, and his skin broke out in a noticeable rash, so we decided to postpone our plans until later. Once my fiancé was well, we decided to secure another wedding date. Since we both had monthly expenses, he decided to move me into his apartment. I gave my apartment manager my 2 weeks' notice of my move-out date. My children transferred from the city school district to the county school district. We gathered our participants for our wedding day. All the groom's participants were preachers, and mine were family members and 2 friends. We had our wedding catered by 2 friends, Roger and Thelma. They made sure everything was cooked and seasoned to perfection. My mother prepared 70 pounds of turnips and mustard greens. They were enjoyed by all who tasted this Southern cuisine. When something's very tasty and delicious, there's a unanimous expression. "She put her big toe in this."